Hello, Leo. Welcome to your reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Princess of Pentacles. This is a lot of potential. This is a situation that has tremendous opportunity for growth, okay? I think that this is your ability to know what investments are worthwhile. I'm talking investments of time, of energy, of money, right? Of love, of care. You're able to discern right now which environments, which situations, which relationships, which projects, which endeavors are really going to give you the most, let's say, bang for your buck, right? The most return on that investment. Because the Princess of Pentacles contains every other tarot card. And it's your ability to see underneath the surface of things, to say, okay, you know what? That's the one that I want to engage with, because that's going to be the best usage of your time. It's going to be a situation that, is going to make the best use of your skills and talents, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if you are some sort of investor, if you do some sort of, I don't know if you do some sort of renovation or upcycling of things. I feel like you have an ability to look at something, anything, and sort of see what its potential could be, see what it could really transform into. It's a bit of a premonitory skill that you have. It's an intuition, perhaps, right? You're somebody with a lot of resources. You're somebody that can really see into things. You can penetrate into things to know, okay, that's going to be a good investment of my time, energy, my love, my care, my devotion. Maybe even money too. All right. We got to put this card into a little bit of context to see what this situation is or how you can get the most out of it. Okay. Now, you may be in a place right now where you're looking at something and thinking, well, this is just, it's a cold, vast, barren, sterile place. This is a card sort of represents the dead of winter, right? That moment just before spring comes to life and the earth is verdant and flowering and fruitful and abundant once again, right? So there's something in your life now that you're sort of looking at and thinking, okay, how do I bring out all of that verdant energy? How do I really unleash the potential of this thing? Okay. Oh, look at that. There is the potential unleashed, the 10 of Cups. We have a 4 of Wands. And we've got your Leo power card, the Lust or Strength card. That really is a wonderful energy. And I think that this is one way that you know which activities, projects, companies, houses, cars, whatever you're doing, right? Whatever you're focused on, relationships or investments. This is your ability, right? This is how you know when you feel that passion, when you feel fired up about something, when you feel your true self is pushing you towards something. That's how you know that it's right for you, even if it looks like a barren and sterile landscape. Your soul, your spirit, your true self is pushing you into this because you can see the potential for tremendous satisfaction here. Okay. And it's one of those things where it's like, well, it doesn't look like much, but it's going to be very, very satisfying. Okay. This is really, really lovely energy. I like this a lot. Let's see what else we have over here. We got a 4 and a 4. Very nice, right? That you're completing this task, that you're checking things off your list here. Fire to earth. You're getting things done. You're manifesting. And of course, in the future position, we take that step back, and I think you're admiring your work here. Okay? I feel like this is going to be a really big win for you, and I feel like it's coming very, very soon. All right? But also, Leo, if there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay? Let's finish up Path of the Serpent here. We have a Prince of Cups. We have the High Priestess. We have a Princess of Swords. And an 8 of Swords. Okay, the way you bring out the best qualities of this thing, the way that you are being told by Spirit to realize and manifest the potential of the situation you are currently in, is to trust your intuition, stop overthinking it. There are a lot of details here, and the idea is that you keep adding things to your checklist, but not checking them off your checklist. It's kind of like your list is getting longer and longer and longer. You need to start checking off those things at the top so it doesn't just become, a checklist that's a mile long, or a to-do list that is a mile long. You're being told to trust your intuition, that the plan is, I'm feeling like the plan is already very well established. You know what to do. Trust that everything is right, and just start checking those things off. The more we add to our to-do list, the more complicated things feel. We get into this 8 of Swords, right? This is the solution. This is what you're being told to focus on in order to bring about the very best potential of this situation that you're in. Stop overthinking it, okay? Continue to focus on the details, yes, but this is a card that sort of is about all the details themselves, like the details, the planning, the writing them down is important. No. Getting them done is what's important. Checking them off your list is what is really empowering, right? So you may be somebody that likes to have a checklist, a to-do list. Maybe you've got a piece of paper. Maybe you do bullet journaling. Maybe you have some app on your phone, right, that has just a ton of things on there to do. Yeah. And you keep adding to it. Well, we've got to stop with so much of this complexity and start getting the things done, the simple things, the easy things that you could do, because as soon as you start ticking those boxes and you see that list is not, it may not be getting shorter necessarily, but at least it's not getting longer, that is really a confidence builder. That really is a way that we feel like we're making a lot of progress. And we see that here with the earth and fire energy right over here, okay? Now let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and we're going to set it right here with Alien, Simon Morg Ripley, right there. Now we're not going to look at that card until the end, but it'll tie everything together. It'll give us our confirmation, all right? If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments down below. Yeah. Let's take a look around the room. Interesting that we have these two major arcana. Your true self, your passion, your enthusiasm, your essential Leo energy has got you into this situation. You got to trust in that High Priestess to guide you, to show you the way. Because the High Priestess is card number 2, right, of the tarot. What's card number 3? What comes right behind the High Priestess? The Empress, right, card number 3. So the High Priestess is showing you the way to the Empress, toward your ultimate satisfaction, toward the absolute fully realized potential of any given situation of life itself, right? And the Princess of Pentacles is sort of giving way to that Empress energy. Especially, we think of this as the dead of winter, right? Well, the little bit of heat, and when this water starts flowing, right? The Princess of Pentacles transforms into the Empress. I would really be pleased if this mystery card was the Empress card. So by following your intuition, following what Spirit is how Spirit is leading you, that is the way. Because the High Priestess is showing you the path to the Empress, to the fully realized potential here. And all of that water, all that satisfaction. Okay? You're going to be really happy, but you've got to stop complicating it, and you've got to start following your intuition. Okay? And checking things off your list. And this Princess of Pentacles, this situation will transform into the biggest win of your life. All right. Otherwise, we have a little bit of fire. We've got some water here. A couple of water cards. We've got, some air cards here. Yeah. And we've got our earth energy in these places. So it's a little heavy on the air. Obviously, we have air here, here, and here. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 court cards here. Okay. We have a queen, a prince, and 2 princesses. Okay. I wonder also, it kind of feels that there's a single parent energy here. I don't know if you're a single parent or you come from like a single parent home or something like this, because I feel that there's one person taking care of a lot of people. Does that make sense for you? And when we get this many court cards, it very much feels as if there's a group of people here. So maybe you're trying to really be the one to lead all of these other people, and maybe it's not a family necessarily, but you sort of feel like your family. It feels like you're in charge of some other people, and they kind of feel like they're your children, Could be pets. It could be friends, could be coworkers. It could be something that has to do with the nature of your work or whatever this situation is. Okay. I feel like you're in charge of everybody, right? And so it feels like they're your children in a way. Okay. The 10 of Cups right here in the middle. This situation is about to give way to an intense joy, satisfaction. This is satiety. This is feeling like everything has been accomplished right according to your expectations and your plan, right? That everything has been satisfied perfectly. Not too much, not too little, all your needs are being met. This is when you're at the buffet and you eat just enough where you just feel completely blissed out, right? It's not over much where you sort of overdo it and then you just feel like, I should have never came to the buffet, But it's not, you don't leave feeling disappointed that you didn't get to eat all your favorite foods, So this is like right on the money. This is perfection. This is just, chef's kiss. And I think that this is, it's a big one. This is not just, well, you're picking up an old piece of furniture and you're going to sand it and paint it and it's going to be something new. This feels like a big thing. It might be a big area of land. It might be a home. This might be sort of life in general. This could be really significant financial investment. Or maybe you're, investing in this group of people and let's say you're building up a business. Okay. Or building a family. This could be a card of really that satisfaction of that family, unit, and everybody is sort of everybody is connected, and everybody in this situation seems like there's almost a recovery happening, right? Feels like everybody is improving and getting to this optimal state. Okay. Now, the 4 of Wands underneath everything. Completion, right? You know that the way to big time success, right? This really big win of this 10 of Cups is by knocking things out one at a time. Slowly but surely getting things done. You know that you got to start checking things off that list. Okay. But I know it's difficult, especially with this Leo energy behind you, because it's kind of as if, the more we get involved with this, the more sort of the more fired up we get, the more enthusiastic we become, and we start adding more things to the list. We start getting more ideas. I want to do this and this and this. Let's add this to the list. Let's keep thinking bigger. And so with that fiery energy of that Leo card, or that strength and lust card, there's no limit. We just keep getting inspired to do more, to make it bigger, and pretty soon this project is completely out of hand, way over budget, right? It's become this huge production, right? And that's fine. That's chef's kiss, right? It's perfect. It's not too much. It's not too little, right? But you understand that we have to actually get it done in a practical way. So we need to stay organized, yes, with our air energy, but we also need to check the boxes. We need to start ticking things off the list, because that's going to be one step closer. This huge production that you're involved with, it's done step by step. It's in the little things. It's in the details. Checking those, being very meticulous, being very attentive, and paying attention to those details, but in a way where we're getting them done, where we are checking them off the list. So sort of I like to see an 8 of Pentacles instead of this 8 of Swords, okay? But I think the 8 of Swords is there to sort of show you the way, right? And show you that it's really important that you take this bird's eye view and get this sort of bigger picture look at things and think, let's think bigger. Let's think bigger, bigger, bigger. But then also to zoom in, really zoom in with your Princess of Swords and look at each of those little things, those little details. But not just look at them, not just think about them, and not just then, zoom out and say, okay, let's make it bigger again. But to start actually getting things done. And maybe it's one of those situations where we finish all of the easiest things first, and then we can tackle the really larger problems, the bigger steps. Let's take care of basics first. Let's get all the little things done that we can in life generally. Maybe you have a lot of other things in life that you have to really do in addition to this really big project, or this really big relationship or family or the business or whatever. So I feel like there's a lot of unrelated things too, that maybe if we just get rid of those, we get some sort of closure, some completion, we tie up some loose ends, we clear our schedule a little bit, we clear our plate a little bit, so that you can take on this really big thing, And again, with that Leo energy, I feel like this is a constant adding on to the project. It's just life keeps getting bigger and busier, and there's more and more to do, and there's more and more ideas, and it's just it's the passion, it's the enthusiasm. We don't want to lose that, because this is what has brought you here, and this is what you're being told to trust. But I think that this lust card, or this passion, without being sort of checked and balanced by spirit here, by the intuition, by that high priestess, it really could lead us astray. And I think that would be the outcome. It would be just a lot of details and a lot of sort of just going over the same things over and over and over again. It's like when you write out a plan and you just keep reading it through, and maybe you're making little adjustments, and you're reading it again, and it's sort of an 8 like this. It's a loop. It's a lemniscate. It's a figure 8, right? Where the energy is just looping back in on itself. Analysis is very good. We need it, right? You need big picture, the zoomed out analysis. You need the very up close, zoomed in analysis. But there has to come a point where we start actually getting those things done. And up here we have a 4 of Pentacles. I think that this is how you are bringing about such great success. You're getting things done, okay? And I think that it's really an idea of going after the simplest things first, going back to basics, making sure the foundation is good, right? In other words, what about your personal finances? What about your health? What about the things at home? Is everything in your life right now supportive of this big project? Okay. Is everything else in place? Are you coming from a position of stability and power and resources, right? Is everything at home stable and steady to support you in this big, whatever this big move is, whatever this big plan or project is? Okay. I do feel that I feel like there's some sort of a recovery here. I feel like I feel like either you were sick recently, or somebody in your family was sick, or there was some kind of a deficit somewhere. Maybe it was a financial thing, and now things are starting to build back up in the best way possible, right? The Four of Pentacles is also, well, especially when we have a Four of Wands and a Four of Pentacles, kind of suggests that we need to get a move on. Anytime we see the Four, right, we start looking for the Five. Where's the movement? Where's the motion? I see a lot of feeling. I see a lot of speculation, a lot of prospecting. I see a lot of hope. I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of thinking and a lot of analyzing. We want that action. We need some motion here, right? So the future position, of course, is our Queen of Swords. It is getting the zoomed out big picture view of things, yes. It's also a card that says, don't count your chickens before they hatch. In other words, this Ten of Cups is right here in the middle. It could be that we're feeling so in love with this thing, we're feeling so blissed out already, just thinking about it. We got to actually do the work to make it happen so that we can literally get this, so that we can have this, bird in the hand rather than the two in the bush, So sometimes we have to take ourselves out of the feeling, because when we're about to get started on a project or any kind of work at all, right? We start thinking so much about the result and how good that's going to feel, and I can feel it now. I can taste the ice cream now. Well, we still got to get in the car and drive to the ice cream parlor, So we have to then use this card to remind us to, okay, I got to put aside the feelings. Those feelings, yeah, they're there. I know how just overwhelmingly amazing that the result will be. But I can't think about that now. I can't feel it now, because that's going to distract me from focusing on what I got to do. You know what I mean? So this card, this energy rises above the emotions. The feelings are there, yeah, and we're not going to lose sight of that. But we have to remember that that's something I'm working toward, and that's always going to be in my mind. But I can't be distracted by how good this is going to feel, because then we're not really in the present. We're sort of living in the future. Well, we got work to do right now, And that's going to take us over here to the path of the serpent. And we start off with this Prince of Cups energy. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's free to subscribe, okay? And it really does support the channel, and I appreciate that. So, general energy, the Prince of Cups, right? It's this inner artist. I think you are really feeling like you are, you're doing exactly what you're meant to do in life. You're somebody who's trying to live authentically. You're trying to express yourself. You're committed and you're fixed. It's like you've got that Ten of Cups on your wall. Like, when you're a kid and you put the poster on the wall of like what you aspire to, like the musicians or even actors or whoever it was, astronauts that you really admire, your role models, you put them on the wall when you're a kid. And then every time you wake up or you look at your wall, you see it and you're inspired, right? I feel like this is sort of your inspiration. I feel like this is you so committed to whatever this ideal is, whatever this outcome is, that it's living as part of you. It's always in there. Yeah. You may even have some sort of an image of it that you keep. If this is a house or something, you kind of have like, you have some sort of a talisman or some sort of a reminder. Maybe it's like a vision board. Maybe it literally is something you cut out of a magazine, right? A picture in your handbag, your wallet, your purse, your pocket. Or maybe it's taped to your wall, like I used to do when I was a kid, all my favorite musicians, Because this is a firm commitment and a fixed feeling, a fixed belief in that future, right? It's not going anywhere. You're not losing sight of that 10 of Cups goal. But for now, we have to put it out of mind and just get to work. But this is kind of like, it's a fixed part of you. You're not losing the feeling here, right? You're somebody fully committed. Your feelings toward this thing aren't changing just because you're not living in this giddy, blissed out kind of state and you're getting very serious about it. Doesn't mean that you don't still feel the same way, okay? And, well, what if this is a relationship, right? What if this is, the idea that you don't have to be always in this, this PDA kind of feeling, right? Where we're just gushing with affection all the time. It doesn't mean that you care for the person any less or that you feel any less attracted to them. It is just that we're focusing on what we need to do now. We're here. Maybe this is something with you and a partner. Because, again, we have all these court cards. So it is a lot of you here. And it's just the way that we have that underlying foundation of love. But let's get to work. Let's focus on what we got to do, And it's sort of it's almost a reassurance. It's a confidence that love is there no matter what, even if we're not in the moment always displaying it in that very obvious way, that it is there, right? And it's sort of the basis for all of this, yeah. And then our next card in the environment is the intuition. You've got to trust what Spirit's showing you. I think a lot of synchronicities are taking place in your life. Okay, I think you're getting a lot of what Castaneda would call reaffirmations from the world around you. And if we're open to that, then anytime you have an intense thought or you speak something out loud, I feel like you can hear the wind sort of agreeing with you. Or as soon as you say something rather important, the birds will start singing, or you'll hear a rumble of a garbage truck outside or something, or the cat will start sort of howling in the hallway or something, like happens here very often, right? These are those little affirmations, those reaffirmations from the world around you. Oh, and like I always say, the cat agrees with me, She's probably sleeping now. It's very early in the morning here. But these are the things that you have to listen for, because those simple little things of life will reinforce the choices or the statements that we make, okay? And try it. Next time you're alone somewhere, speak something out loud, not a question, right? Not a random thought, but a statement, almost a statement of fact, right? That this is going to be the biggest win of your life. And then listen to what the confirmation is from the world around you, right? Do you hear the coffee pot bubbling, right? Is the dishwasher making a noise, right? Does something bang against your window or tap on your door at that moment, right? These are those little things. If we're not paying attention, we're not going to notice those, okay? So we have to be paying attention very much to the now, the here and now. Because in a way, that's your obstacle. And I know that sometimes the obstacle is getting too wrapped up in the here and now that we're not actually doing anything. We're just too busy thinking and analyzing and overanalyzing. But with the Queen of Swords, it's sometimes we're looking at the past. Okay, sometimes, well, very often, the queens look at the past while the princess and the princes look at the present moment, here and now. So don't let yourself get too wrapped up in the past either, right? Don't get yourself too wrapped up in, sort of reminiscing or daydreaming about the past, or getting even into that sort of worrisome energy about the past, about, maybe the last project or the last attempt that you made at something big like this, or even the past as in trying to recreate something that you did before, because you have this lust or strength energy in your past. It's in the reading. It's kind of in your past position too, right? So don't look don't look at your present situation. See all these cards of being in the present moment. Don't look at your present situation and judge it by something you had in the past. It is not like the past. Okay? You've had an experience before. Yes, good. You've already distilled that past event into wisdom for right now. Don't compare it. Don't say, oh, well, last time it was so much better, different, it was more or less. Or it had a different color, a different flavor last time, and this is a new time. This is very different. Okay? You've already distilled the lessons, the wisdom from your past experiences. Don't dwell on those past experiences, because the details of those experiences are not going to matter now. You've already extracted the essence, you see. Now, following the intuition is going to lead you to your Empress life. I bet the mystery card will either be the Eight of Pentacles, or it will be the Empress card, or it will be perhaps a 5. Okay. We must follow the intuition, follow the synchronicities. Allow yourself to be open to the present moment. If you're living your present moment with too much, I think, anxiety, really, of the Eight of Swords, right? If our mind is too occupied with all these details and analyzing and figure things out, we're not going to be just present and feeling the vibes of the moment, right? I feel like there's no planning needed. You've already planned everything, right? So what we need with the Princess of Swords, and this is the difficulty, this is the river that you have to cross, I think is really stopping the editing process. You've been editing something too much. And I think that in some ways we stay in the planning phases of something because we're sort of reluctant to begin the actual work. And so this might be a feeling like, I know I've got to work on it a little. It's not ready yet. Let me work on it a little bit more before I show anybody, you know. I'm not quite ready to do it yet. Let me figure out all these details first. And let me go over it a couple more times, and then I'll start, right? And sometimes we even give ourselves busy work and say, well, I can't start today. I have all this other stuff I got to do. I'll start tomorrow. Today I've got to organize things again. Tomorrow I'll actually start the work. This is a card that needs to stay in the present moment, but doesn't need to keep ourselves so mentally preoccupied in the present moment. It sort of allow yourself to release some of this mental energy. What I don't want to see, well, maybe a 5 of Swords would be good, because at least it shows some movement. Maybe we're clearing out the mind and we're just, okay, calm, settled, ready to go. Okay. And I think the difficult thing really is to get out of that overanalysis in the present moment, that busyness. Okay. So it's very much these two cards. Because the difficult thing, in a way, I think, is recognizing the Eight of Swords. The difficult thing for the princess right now is to recognize that we may have been overthinking and overanalyzing things, and we just really got to get back to just doing the work, just step by step, ticking things off our checklist, getting through our to-do list, you know, and start with the easy stuff. But we have to release our mind here. We have to open up. We're not going to make any progress if we're here. So the difficulty is to recognize that we've been here, that we've been thinking about things and planning things more than we've been doing things. So let's stop that right now, okay? Let's look at our mystery card, though, too. Again, I think Empress, Eight of Pentacles, or a 5. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. All right, let's see what we've got. Queen of Swords. This one again. Perhaps that Eight of Swords, that analysis, is too much about the past. Yeah. You have a Queen of Swords again. Now we're getting an echo here. We're being told to talk about this again. Queen of Swords. What is this bigger picture? You're getting this bird's eye view. You've zoomed out. Are you zooming out to sort of to compare with the past. I don't think it's too much of a consideration for the future, because that would be a knight, right? We don't see a knight here. We see a queen. We see two of them. So now it feels like we're sort of comparing the past, or we're thinking that something, we're overanalyzing the past rather than just focusing on what we've got right in front of us and getting that stuff done. Okay? So there's an echo here. And I think that's important for you. Ask yourself out loud, am I thinking too much about the past? See if you get a little tap at the window. See if you get a bubble from the water cooler, right? Did you hear that? A couple of bangs from upstairs. It's been quiet, right? Nobody's awake, and something, probably the cat. So I think that's it. I think that we've been thinking too much about the past, perhaps trying to compare it to what we're doing now. All right. So the very strong confirmation here, but this is going to be a very big win for you. Just got to keep the ball rolling. All right. It's very exciting. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Leo, Tuesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.